If the educated cannot solve the problem of a society, then they are the problem of that society. Equivalent certificate. According to the provisions of Section 131D and 177D of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended, the qualifications for becoming a president or a governor in Nigeria is a school certificate or its equivalent. And Section 318 defines equivalent, amongst other things, to mean ability to read and write to the satisfaction of the electoral body, that's INEC. Yet, to get job for the same country, you need second-class upper degree and 3 years experience and should be less than 25, despite ASU strike. Something do us for this country. Despite this reduction in disqualification bar, some people, either they look for their certificate or no get at all and no fee use equivalent like Aminu Masari. Remember, some people even ask Buhari then to present tissue paper, they go vote for him. But today, I beg, I want to ask you how market. How many of us remembered Biobarakumo Degi Remio, Abina Degi Biobarakumo Wagaga, the running mate to David Lyon of Bayelsa, when Supreme Court sacked over certificate saga after they don't do pre-parade? David Lyon no go forget that guy. The same scenario almost played out in Delta State recently when Justice Taiwo of the Federal High Court invalidated the primaries that produced Oboroweri Sheriff Orowedo, Abina Oboroweri Francis Sheriff Orowedo now, on the ground that he supplied false information and submitted forged or dubious certificate and credentials to participate in the primaries. But really, why are politicians who like fake or forged themselves? If you know how many politicians have questionable certificate in this country, you will feel sorry for Nigeria. Anyway, watch my advocacy on certificated certificates for that video. I can imagine what would have happened in Delta State if elections had been conducted and PDP declared winner and court then ruled that the said certificate of Oboroweri Francis Sheriff Orowedo, the man was not qualified on this same ground, that his date of birth, as stated in the West African School Certificate result he claimed to have obtained in June 1999, had the 12th of November 1979 as his date of birth. And in an affidavit sworn by him for a declaration of his age, he claimed to have been born on the 19th of June 1963. How can one reconcile all of this inconsistency? I no fit, even if the court said no fit. But really, I want to ask, if he was born in 1979, how he take finish secondary school in 1999, 10 years later? Whether guy a whiz kid, I been a whiz guy or whiz man self. But if he was born in 1963, as sworn to by him in his age declaration, it means in 1999 he was 36 years old. How then was he able to sit for an examination he was ineligible to sit for? Since by virtue of the rules and regulations guiding the conduct of the West African examination, the May-June exam is strictly reserved for secondary school students in schools. He could only have sat for the November-December general examination in 1999. But anyway, waiting I know. I also doubt that he would have been able to submit his equivalent, as he probably had been parading this inconsistent document before now as honorable member of the House. But now, what for Wire Road, Sha? But really, as a worry boy, I want to ask, is this the best Governor Ifeanyi Okowa, a highly trained medical doctor, could bequeath to Delta State? A state with high level of educated people should be reduced and degenerated into parading people of not only questionable credentials, but plank loaders and vulcanizers to be running the highest echelon of leadership at the state level on challenge? Anyway, what did I even talk, sir? What's the quality of leadership across board in Nigeria? I will therefore advocate that unless the educated Nigerians wake up, collaborate and synergize with the ordinary people on the street, and participate in the electoral process to install quality leadership across board from local government to the federal, and especially the National Assembly, soon, in a world that is diversifying into a knowledge-based economy and where Agberos are sending their kids to the best school in the world, if we allow plank loaders and bandits become our assembly members and leaders, education will no longer be a criteria for elective leadership in Nigeria. And then, who knows? Judges can even be sacked for ruling against government, and ASU can go on strike for 8 years. Nobody go send. After all, a leader when go school go value education for ordinary people. Take this seriously. That's our package for today. And to encourage us to go further, simply follow us on all our social media platforms showing on your screen. Like and share. But remember, education is the best legacy any society can bequeath to our next generation. We must hold our leaders accountable to give us quality education. See you next week.